Then Bill Beckett came along and took hold of the reins, and with faith, they really pulled it together and made the first reunion. Now, one of the people I really wanted to find when I was searching was my grandmother's brother, information about Abraham Yitzchak. So I was absolutely overjoyed at the first reunion when his son and grandson turned up. So I'm now going to pass you over to Damien to cover the Argentinian side of the Uruguayan family.
Thank you very much, Eleanor. Really, it's a pleasure to be here in the name of Abraham Yitzchak and his siblings. And thank you for Eleanor and everybody involved in doing this great exploit of getting all the family together. Obviously, we were the lost, it depends on where you want to look at it, but we were the lost family, the lost side in Argentina. It seems that for my grandfather, it was his family that was lost elsewhere, in London. Now, in relation to my grandfather and his grandfather, you're very familiar with it because if you look at the booklet, you'll see my great-grandfather, the one sitting there with my great-grandmother, and this one here is my grandfather, Abraham Yitzchak. I will show you some of the pictures here. This is the picture. That picture you'll see my grandfather Abraham Yitzchak and his wife Teresa Tova Oranecki, who's my grandmother, and at their marriage in 1929 in Buenos Aires. My grandmother actually was, something interesting about my grandmother is that her father was Jewish, and he was a Cohen, and his mother, her mother was a gypsy princess. And it seems that in the past there has been close links and lots of relations between gypsies and Jews, because both were minorities and they were both persecuted. For some reason they got together. What else can I tell you? I got some notes that my father sent me from Italy a day before I left, so I haven't got a chance to translate it, so I'll translate them online. It's in Spanish. Supposedly, well, following my father, he says that his father arrived to Argentina with his cousins. Now, that has been contradicted with a cousin. Supposedly it was Abraham and Leon. That's what my father said. Now, Rebecca says, contradicts the story, Rebecca Chester. And I don't know what the truth is, basically, but that's what I hear, and that's what he says. During the war, my grandfather in Argentina, he tried to communicate with his sisters in London, England, and he was never able to do it. He knew that his mother and sisters have gone to London from Poland before the war, and he could only imagine what has happened to them. So he had no news from any family in London, and he didn't even know that he had any family in London either. So he was completely isolated as a family. There were some contacts though with the cousin who he traveled with to Argentina, who seems to be Ilana. She was here last reunion. Abraham. So there were contacts with him. My father remembers going to his place and seeing them, but besides that, there was no recollection of any other family anywhere else. My grandfather Oh, my grandfather wrote to some cousin, a brother here in the United States in the 1950, but he has lost any contact after that. At the age of, my grandfather was a bricklayer, so obviously, from the history of a stonemason to bricklayer, which is a little bit more modern, they've always been working in the construction. As a construction worker, he was very concerned about the labor situation in Argentina. He became a member of the union, and he was he had a major role in the union in Buenos Aires for construction workers. And for only that, for becoming a member of the union, he was put in prison a few times. At the age of 60, they give him his pension. A few months later, they found he went for a test in the hospital, and they decided to make an operation, and he died in 1960 as well, shoot at the age of 60, a few months later. So basically, that's summarized. He has had three